Well, here we go again. Another day, another pretty big update. So we're gonna start at the front, kind of work our way back. So what we've been working on is stripping the engine bay area and sides of the engine bay. That's coming along pretty nicely. This front's pretty good. Got to get in here still, and some other little areas. A lot of little nooks and crannies that still haven't been fully stripped because I'm still working on getting everything cleared off the firewall. And obviously, we're going to drop the suspension stuff out of the way, so that'll open things up a little bit more as well. So, working back a little bit, we got the windshield out. I got all the trim off. That's all in pretty good shape. And got the actual glass out mostly in one piece. It was already broke, and it did break some more, but that's okay. It happens. And since it was already broke anyways, that doesn't really bother me. So that all worked out fine. We also went ahead, same thing on this side, started stripping in here and started going at this rocker and door jamb here, having some people help me out, so that's nice. And the dash is down. Need to go through, disconnect some stuff, a couple of these, heater hose related things, and some wires. And then that can come out for complete disassembly, cleaning, painting, and, restoration, essentially. So that's where we're at there. I have all the trim and the back window out on that side. I need to get the drip rail off this side, and then this trim and this pop out window as well. So that shouldn't be too difficult to do. I got the other side done just fine. I just realized my guy I'm having grind on stuff for some reason started to grind this, but whatever. It's all got to get stripped to start over anyways. So we're stripping majority of this car to bare metal. We'll be able to start working on stripping the roof. I got to get this hood off of the roof soon. And moving into the rear quarter section, that panel is welded all the way on. Got a little bit of trimming, a little bit of fitting yet to do in the wheel well area. That flange is a little bit longer than it needs to be, but that's fine. We'll trim that. And same thing back here. This is just a little bit longer than it needs to be, and might end up doing a couple of little touch-up welds, make sure that everything's as sealed up and air and fluid tight as possible. Nothing else really going on in here. I mean, that was done last time. But here's an inside looking at the welds. They need to be ground a little bit better, but that's underway. The trunk lid is off. I'm not sure if it was last time. And the back window is out. But here's the big thing. This is a pain in the butt. So the way this panel is installed is pretty simple. There's a handful of spot welds in this corner area and up in here. And then there's a brace right, if I can find where it is, it's right here that comes across that there's a spot weld on this level and 2 spot welds here. And there's another brace right about where that other hook is. So that's not that big of a deal. Getting it out, it's okay. But getting a spot weld drill bit into all these little nooks and crannies and stuff down in here, that's definitely a challenge. And one thing we've come to learn after measuring off of a bunch of original cars we have, I'm spitballing here on the measurements, I don't remember exactly, but an original piece measures about 48 and a 16th. This piece we got, and this is an AMD replacement piece, was 48 and 3/16. So 1/8 of an inch longer than it needed to be. So we had to stand it up and kind of pound down this edge a little bit, and we got it fitting pretty good. But that explains on my dad's green car why the trunk gaps in this area seem to be about a 16th of an inch wider on each side than they should be. Well, because they are, because it's a new panel. Like I said, this is an AMD panel. It should be better than this, I would have thought, but You know, it is what it is, and we live and learn and move on. So some of the modifications that have had to go into this, we've had to split this in order to, because this piece was touching here basically, and it was creating a very shallow angle here, and you don't want that. You want a very up and down, you know, closer to a 90, which is what you really want and need. So we had to split it, spread it a little bit, pound this up, so we'll have to weld that gap closed. It wasn't very bad on that side. That side fits pretty nice. This side, on the other hand, you might be able to see remnants of it, but we cut right along here, all the way up to here, and it was attached right through here. So we cut it and then flared this out the way it's supposed to be and put a little sliver in. And that was all just so it would fit. Before, like I said, the angle was back here, kind of at the point of my finger, instead of where it is there. So the angle was back here, and obviously that's going to interfere with the metal underneath. So we had to open it up, put a filler piece in, and now it actually looks very good and very nice. But at the time, it was terrible. I should have taken pictures, but of course I didn't. Also, there was a little bit of fitment issue up here, so we had to kind of trim this a little bit and kind of pound it in a little bit to make it fit nice. And it fits really nice and smooth here now. And yes, we will be addressing some of this corner rust issues as well. Both corners are going to need some basic repairs, or some general repairs, I should say. So that's good. Or that's not good, but it's good that we're going to address it. So got this to fit nice. It fits the actual window opening contour very nicely. And we've got some couple of clamps just holding it in place here. It fits against this lip pretty nice as well. So that's all good. That'll all be fine. And the reason we have these straps pulling this down now is we've test fitted the trunk lid a few times on this, and what we've found is from the trunk floor here up to this lip on a stock, never been screwed with car is supposed to be about 19 and an eighth to 19 and a 16th. We measured a few different cars. That's about where they're supposed to be. Just a little over 19, or about 19 to the bottom edge of this. Well, we had this set in place and actually had a tack weld on each corner, and this center was bowed up a little bit and was sitting at about 19 and a half. So we ended up cutting those welds back out in the corners, and we're using the straps to pull it down, and we're going to do our welds on our braces and then a couple of tack welds on the edges, and probably let tension off, make sure it holds, make sure it's good where we want it, and then we will go through and do some final welding. But this whole panel needs to come back off. I need to clean the edges, make sure it's all good for welding. And we just got a new spot welder. So I'll be excited to see how that works. Just a very basic cheap unit, $175 or whatever it was. Basic 6-inch or 7-inch arm spot welder. So we should be able to get all in that area in the corners, maybe underneath, depending on the size of the arms, and we'll be able to replicate the factory spot welds across the whole front. So that will be a really nice tool to have for this car and for, you know, obviously the future projects that are, you know, everywhere. So definitely looking forward to trying that out. I'll let you guys know how that turns out once we get to that point. But other than that, like I said, I did remove that other door. It's right here. So we will get that taken apart and stripped. I need to bring a bunch of parts to a local place that actually does chemical dipping. So you bring him, I'll bring him that trunk lid, and he'll take it, put it in his, acid or whatever chemicals he uses to strip paint and rust, and it'll come back clean and fresh. And you can't really start with a better surface than that. So that's what we're going to do for that. Also ordered and received a gallon of the Eastwood rust encapsulator, which is what I'm going to be using on a lot of for primer on a lot of bare metal areas, specifically, engine bay, a lot of trunk stuff, maybe even, in the roof of the car here, or, on the back side of the firewall, whatever I see fit as far as mostly bare metal, but whatever potential surface rust I can cover up, that's good too. But I've got some body work to do in the door jamb, a little bit more body work to do here, and a little bit on that front cowl surface. There's definitely a lot to do, and we're going to need to do some body work over where that new quarter patch is. But we're moving along, making progress, slowly but surely. I think we're actually at a decent pace right now. So hopefully tomorrow I can get that piece finalized. Like I said, clean up areas that are going to be welded, and get that tacked in place. Hopefully it doesn't move around too much. And from there, we will be moving on probably to fixing up the corners a little bit. And from that point forward, we are, in the clear for any sort of general, rust repair or metal work at all, really. Um, once I get once this is welded in, and this gets fixed, and that corner gets fixed, there's one little hole right at the point of my finger up there that needs to be fixed. I think the welder is probably going to be shut down for a little while, which is always a good feeling. So anyways, um, we might be able to pull the front suspension soon. I definitely want to pull a lot of the interior stuff the rest of the way apart. And before you know it, we're going to be cleaning up some of the underside and getting ready for primer as well. So definitely looking forward to that. Really been wanting to get back to spraying some primer and paint. It's something I haven't done in a while, and something I really enjoy. So looking forward to that. But yeah, definitely let me know what you guys think. Let me know what you guys think of this panel too, because I know nobody makes perfect panels. But I'll be honest with you, I was expecting a little bit better than this, because having to split both this edge and that edge and have to work that upper corner, it's a little more involved than I thought it was going to be. But that's just kind of what we get for dealing with aftermarket panels. So anyways, I'm going to leave it there. Hopefully you guys got something out of that. Definitely let me know what you guys think of this project, and I'm definitely going to be looking forward to doing more work on it and trying to film work happening. I know a lot of people have been asking for that, and I'm trying to work on what the best way of actually accomplishing that is. So anyways, hope everybody is having a good weekend, and I will see you guys in the next video.